So once we start processing the EV batteries, then that 7.2 ton record is going to get smashed many, many times over the coming months.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Technology Minerals Scientific Director Anwar Sattar. Anwar, very good to meet you. You've announced your battery recycling business, Recyclus, has been awarded a £50,000 in funding by the Clean Futures Accelerator program. So, an endorsement of the work that you're doing?
Hi, Stephen. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we've been awarded £50,000 by the Clean Futures Accelerator. We aim to match that, or we will match that with another £50,000. The aim is to develop a battery recycling process for lithium thionyl chloride batteries. Lithium thionyl chloride batteries are batteries that are found in a variety of applications. So you'd have some in water meters, in gas meters, in fire alarms, and a multitude of other industrial applications. Now, currently, there's no process in Europe to recycle these batteries, and so many of them sit around in yards. They contain toxic chemicals, and so by establishing and installing this process, we aim to take them out of these yards and actually treat them properly.
So, how will your lithium-ion recycling business facilitate this? Is it set up to do that at the moment, or will the funds be used to process that?
No, so the funds will be used to come up with a completely new, innovative process. So, and as you can imagine, with £50,000 or £100,000 in total, we're going to make a small-scale process. But then the aim would be to scale that up further. So this would just be a sort of a process that will allow us to prove this process in tens of kilo scale. And then once we've proven it, we can then put some real money towards it and actually make it on an industrial scale.
So take us through the process and what you like when you recycle it, what you'll do with the recycled material.
Yeah, sure. So thionyl chloride batteries, the vast majority of the mass in these batteries, so about 50% of the weight is the thionyl chloride chemical. And that chemical is actually quite a toxic chemical. So what we want to do is neutralize that chemical. And then there's about 5% lithium in these batteries for every 5% lithium by mass. So for every ton, you're talking about 50 kilograms of lithium. And this is enough to make, say, 7 new Teslas, enough lithium to power 7 new Teslas. And so what we would like to do is A, neutralize the toxic chemicals, and then B, recycle that lithium so that we can introduce it back into the supply chain.
Will this all be happening at your Wolverhampton plant, Anwar?
The initial work would be yes. And then depending upon the scale, then we would decide where to put the facility after that. But initially, definitely I would go out to the city.
Yep. And I believe you've recently set a record at that Wolverhampton plant for processing lithium iron batteries under 4 kilograms.
Yes, so we managed to do about 7.2 tons a day. Now, we've been working really hard over the past year or so to really improve our plant. And I think that, with all the hard work that we've put in, I would say that we've probably got the most experienced team of people working in battery recycling, certainly in the UK, and perhaps one of the most experienced in Europe, actually. And we did set a record of 7.2 tons, yes. But you have to remember, these are really small batteries. So, we've got a scope for much more. Once the larger batteries, once we start processing the larger batteries, which at the moment we do, but, not on the scale that we want to, then, that 7.2 ton record is going to get smashed many, many times over the coming months.
Well, I hope you'll keep us updated on any progress with that, Anwar. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you updated.
That's Technology Minerals Scientific Director Anwar Sattar.